come back here again.
He's facing felony aggravated child abuse and felony aggravated manslaughter. So my hope for him is every night when he closes his eyes and every morning when he opens his eyes, his son Sebastian sits there and says, "Dad, why did you do this to me?"
Scott Gardner went drinking as his son was burning to death in a vehicle that he left him in for 3 hours. First, when he went to go get a haircut. Second, while he went to go drinking at the Hanky Panky. And to add more insult to this, after his son was declared deceased, he went and picked up the mother, and they went drinking at Hanky Panky, according to the sheriff. That was Sheriff Michael Cheatwood. I'm normally not a big supporter of him. However, I appreciate his sentiments in this situation. So according to authorities on Friday, June 6th in Ormond Beach, Florida, Scott Gardner loaded his 18-month-old son Sebastian into his vehicle, securing him into a car seat, and drove to a local barbershop where he proceeded to leave his 18-month-old in the vehicle and go inside to get him a haircut. He was in there for an hour. He came back out and decided to go to Hanky Panky's lounge because he had a fresh lineup, honey. And he went over to Hanky Panky's lounge, leaving his son in the vehicle for an additional 2 hours. He then, after getting full of that brown, came out of Hanky Panky's lounge and drove to his mother's house, where at some point they called 911. When officers arrived on the scene, the baby was already in rigor mortis, according to the sheriff. By the time first responders made it to the hospital with 18-month-old Sebastian, his temperature was still at 107 degrees. According to the sheriff, they believe that his temperature got as high as 111 degrees. Unfortunately, 18-month-old Sebastian did not survive. And of course, here at the Black Grid News, I'm sending my condolences out to his family. But according to the sheriff, it didn't stop there for Scott Gardner. Apparently, he was acting erratically with hospital staff. And then after his son was declared deceased, he reportedly picked up, I don't know if it was his mother or the child's mother, and went back to Hanky Panky's to show off his fresh lineup.
The doctors and the nurses, the staff in Advent, like pieces of shit. So this guy is nothing but a piece of shit. And as I said earlier, I pray that his son is constantly in his vision asking him, "Dad, why did you do this to me?" There's no logical reason why this little guy is dead. But it gets better. Father of the year, baby's dead, investigation is going on. What does he do? He picks up his mother and they go back to Hanky Panky's for a few more cocktails, and they're there until almost midnight.
So they believe that baby Sebastian most likely died while Scott was at the bar getting full of that brown. According to officers, he made multiple false statements about what actually occurred, but he ultimately confessed. I just saw this. He has custody of the child. The mother lives in a different county. So this is despicable. It's also important to note that a bartender at Hanky Panky said that Scott would often bring the baby into the bar. However, he didn't bring him in on that day. And apparently, on the day of this horrific incident, the bartender's car was hit by another patron at that bar, and Scott Gardner went outside to check on the vehicle and did not check on his son. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. He has been charged with manslaughter as well as child neglect. Wow. This is Double D Mo for the Black Grid News.